let me summarize my impressions of the first day. First of all, I did think it was a highly energetic day, and it is remarkable that people are still talking. So there you go. Also, clearly, there is an interesting emerging hierarchy of which organ is the most important. We will hold an annual survey in competition of this, and the winner will get a Disney plot on some coffee mug or something. In any case, I think what is interesting is that looking a little bit, I was in the gut session, but I was constantly trolling the other two through the live stream. I think each of the sessions actually had a quite different dynamic, but I think they all came back with much more granular and precise answers to these questions of what should actually be done. People have kind of a sense, I want to see that many patients, I want to sample them in this way, I want to get my cells in the following process. It's clear that the Immune Cell Atlas folks literally wrote it on a whiteboard and then took photos and are planning to type something about that. I would actually encourage the other two to do the same. It doesn't have to be long, it can be one page, but to say, roughly speaking, in an ideal world with no real constraints, then come the constraints and you have to shape it around this. This is what we should be doing in the coming year across that many groups that can do that. And I think that would be a great guideline, both for us, kind of HCA itself as a consortium, for people who participate in HCA, and also for our funders. In the gut session, there were Garabet and Jessica from the Helmsley Trust, and they have an RFA right now for a gut atlas. That's what they actually want to do in the coming year. And so I think it behooves us to summarize it up in this way. Summarizing it on the fly in this way, I would say, slightly larger number of individuals than we might have predicted. I think environmental variation is on people's minds. I'm not sure it would actually be needed, but we need to start accruing them and seeing whether there is the variation we expect to exist there. I'm sure the variation is there if you're looking in the bulk. I'm not sure the variation is as much there when you have the higher resolution data. At least the colon doesn't suggest that's the case. The second was that anatomical sampling really matters, and we're not, again, entirely sure how we need to go about it. So we need to get started with some rough plan and go and reassess it periodically. The third major point was it would be nice if we had the same multiple organs sampled from the same individual. In some cases, there's probably the possibility of going to the same individual more than once. It depends on the organ. In some, there's not a possibility to go to the same individual even once when they're alive, and in some you can go again and again. So that's, again, an item that would probably have to be resolved. And I like the point about share the data early. It would make your project proceed faster. It would make the HCA proceed faster. It's something that we do need to work through, though, not because of lack of will and not because of lack of platforms. These all exist, but to make it in a way that would actually work for people in real life, so that they would be incentivized to share their data because it makes their science proceed faster and because they feel that it is well respected. So these are some early impressions. I think at the end of tomorrow we will synthesize them more. We will hear from 3 more organs and go through this exercise again. And I think for now we will all go and have dinner and we'll cut the live stream so that people won't think we're entirely insane. And so thank you everyone for your work today.
I want to add one thing and just finish by saying, the motto is assembling the atlas. And basically it's very clear that these breakouts are crucial hubs for achieving that. The gut is the gut community coordinating across the different projects. The Immune Cell Atlas mentioned 17 different projects. And what Aviv and I think, are really clear on is that we need these coordination, and we need the people, the conveners, Martijn in the lung, and Chloe, I think, has clearly done a great job in the immune, and Ramnik and so on, to form these biological communities that will help us get towards the coordination and the assembly of the atlas. And so with that, I'd just like to say a big thank you to all of you, and let's have dinner.